today at W17, one of the most stunning spaces in Metro Manila, where they marry fresh contemporary furniture in wonderful, unique materials and antiques from all over the world, bringing you the best in global design. Here with us today at W17 is Andy Vasquez Prada, the creative director, to discuss more about elements of global design and bringing it to your home. Hi Andy, thank you so much for accommodating us today.
Hi,
Can you tell us a little bit more about how you've curated the space?
Okay, 60% of the items are locally made, although now the numbers have, seemed to change. We're also getting more from abroad. It's just what feels right for me at the time. I don't like it when the Filipino stuff feels Filipino, or you can brand it or label it.
Like Filipiniana, right?
Yeah.
Like that's balikbayan
Yes,
type.
so we wanted really the opposite. We wanted everything to be a conversation piece where you would say, you wonder where it's from. We wanted Filipino to be side by side with the best of the West, right?
Yes.
So it's all mixed in together and you kind of don't know, what's what.
Apart from furniture, Andy also designs his own line of ceramics.
We'd like to take it to the next level. We do our own glassware, our own dinnerware. And developing these items takes long because these pottery ateliers are not used to doing, let's say, dinnerware, for example. There are things with the glaze, but the mere fact that we're doing dinnerware again, which hasn't been done since the 70s.
So I know it's important to, juxtapose different styles of furniture, and that's what makes the space more interesting. So a lot of your pieces are sourced from all over the world. Where do you source?
We source in Germany, in Paris, Thailand, China, Argentina, South Africa, to name a few.
A lot of people, when they travel, they see these things and then they take it home, but they don't know how to make it fit. And what's so beautiful about this place is how it's curated. So I think the key thing here is about making sure that each thing has its own space. And can you share us a little bit more tips on how to curate spaces in your own home?
I think, as you said earlier, juxtaposition. It's all about juxtaposition. Old and new, flea market and museum-worthy antiques. It's the mix of everything.
With some really clean,
with a lot of clean
furniture.
I think since I deal with color every day, my backdrop is very neutral. Like you see the gray walls and everything, and in simple furniture, and I leave it all to the things, the texture, the character.
Yeah, I think that's one key thing, texture.
Yes.
This space has all kinds of
layering.
Texture. What are your favorite pieces in the store?
Well, I don't follow trends, but a little more color, right?
Yeah.
Color is big, and when we first opened the shop, it was completely monochrome and no color, and now
slowly
I'm getting to use, not in my own personal space, but
And what about textures? What different textures do you think we can easily put into our home to make it more interesting?
Wood, but I love everything with a certain patina, whether it's wood or things. It's the character.
A little bit of age,
yes.
Distressed feeling.
Yeah, and I usually always combine the same things: stone with wood, with porcelain.
All the items in W17 are handpicked or designed by Andy.
All of them are my favorites. I said when I opened this shop that I would really have a store where everything was chosen, that it would be in my own home.
And I think that's how a lot of people should be decorating their home.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it might not seem, if you take the separate pieces, like they go together, but because it's you that's choosing the things and that you love them so much, that they all kind of come
and I
together.
think that each thing should be chosen really carefully, and that this doesn't happen overnight.
That's wonderful. What are your current inspirations or obsessions?
Okay, I think current inspirations as far as what's coming to the store are upcycling good fabrics, French fabrics, and turning them into cushions. That's one thing on our agenda. The second thing is more European stuff, like a little bit French. Another inspiration is really bringing the outdoors in and having like an indoor garden with the new indoor furniture that's coming, and plants, and yeah, a lot of that stone stuff.
Maybe later you can show us sort of, a display and
Sure.
what elements should go into it as a guideline for our viewers.
Yeah.
Actually, the whole thing is a good example of what we were talking about.
It is.
Mixing different
It is.
textures and finishes.
Because you've got old, you've got new, you've got something old that something new was
Sparkling,
done to
yeah.
it, and then
Pop of
for
color,
me,
like you were saying.
color.
It's nice.
So I think this is fantastic in a living room. It's fantastic outdoors in a lanai garden.
Yeah, and it's a really unique, eye-catching piece.
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
There's a lightness to it with such a heavy material.
Yeah. This is made in the Philippines. This is from Argentina, and then the frames and the trays are vintage
Traditional
Christophe.
French,
Yeah, French.
Christophe, and then of course this beautiful wood under the table.
The base, yeah.
it's beautiful with
Yeah.
the glass.
For me, it's really the color. I like to kind of, if you see that the vases are blue, I like a harmonious look in terms of color.
What we've learned from this episode today is not to be afraid to mix different kinds of styles, furniture, and textures. In fact, if you really love a piece, at the end of the day, it will find a place in your home.